Hey y'all, so hope this was good. It says it's set for November 19th, 4:50 p.m. for some reason, but it's December 27th at 7:51, so that just deal with. But anyway, I'm back with a review for the second best episode of My Little Pony Friends of Its Magic, Parental Guidance. I would have said the second or third episode, but I decided on the second episode because what I consider the third bit, you could argue, hinges on a fact that has been unknown up until that point. So, funny enough, that was the worst episode. I reviewed one Yak the Yak Crusade hasn't come with that. It hinges on a fact that we didn't know up until that point. But that's one of the best, and that's the worst episode of the series. So, but anyway, yeah, I watched it today. I've seen it a number of times because it's one of my favorites. But I watched it today, and what I write is Friendship and Magic really hits you back to back with that sibling um, that daughter episodes, back to back with Forever Philly and Parental Guidance. I'll get into um, I'll get into the daughter aspect more when I talk about Forever Philly, cause that my perspective on that has changed, since had changed a lot since when I first watched it. Cause when I first watched it, I didn't really yak it that much, but that was one of my favorites too. But anyway, parental guidance. Due to you how to report due. I'm the most inspirational pony in our life. And as you can imagine, without even her telling you who it is, you can imagine that Rainbow Dash. So, since Scooty you can't fly, the CMC organize the CMC they rig up a thing thought to get Scooty up to Caldale. And Scooty you saying a friend objects and the friend are saying, oh, I know you have to get to Caldale to finish your report. I just wonder if this is the best way to get there. But but then she says, "What you talking about? This is the best idea I've ever had." And I apologize in my face, idiot up kills because I see it coming right now. I apologize if my face up kills. But what I was originally gonna do this on, it didn't work for the outstream, so I had to do it on my phone. But anyways, he says, "What are you talking about? This is the best idea I've ever had." And we also found out that Kitty talked to a friend that they wanted to come with her to Camp Deal. No real relevant to the story. I just thought that was sweet. But she says that non-Pegasus ponies fall through the counts. So her friend I told her, oh, you could use a Pegasus chariot, a Fialka bird, a hot air balloon, and could you consider that? But as you can imagine, right as he does, the the sync thought goes off. And Scooty being the genuine junkie, she enjoyed it. Seeing the flying right, they do a they did a great job at rigging up the sync thought because seeing the flying right, right to Cowdale. Her head is right through a cow. And she just so happens, I wouldn't think they planned this, but she just so happens more for the episode than anything else to land at Rainbow Daph's home. And she sees Rainbow Daph's dad mowing the lawn. And of course he freaks out and and then she starts screaming, she starts fan calling, and she sees Rainbow Daph's mom and she starts fan calling. Again, she starts screaming, they start begging her to stop. But so she eventually does, she explains that she's doing a report on their daughter, report on Rainbow Dash. And she had to do a report on most inspirational pony in her life. And that's Rainbow Dash too. And she says she's the biggest fan. Which the parents go, well, you don't really do what you say is impossible. Because there's no pony that's a bigger fan of all Rainbow Dash than us. So they reveal they're just massive fans of their daughter, which you would imagine it's their daughter. But anyway, they invite Judy inside, just make Goody smudge, make Goody I don't know if Goody asked about this. They probably did based on the context, but the gets camarade the sandwich on sourdough. I forget exactly what it is. Potato and sauerkraut. That's what it is on sourdough bread. And Judy freaked out again. I can't believe I'm eating a meal made by Rainbow Daph's mom and Rainbow Daph's childhood kitchen. This is the greatest day of my life. And she takes a big chomp, which I just think is adorable. It you said want that for yourself. I'm not doing it justice. You said also episode yourself. I wouldn't do it justice. I don't think. But I thought that was great. I thought that was very cute. You have the parents taking Scooty on a tour on the tour of the house. So the Rainbow Dash memorabilia, so the Rainbow Dash room, everything. And I'm not gonna go through the entire episode, even though it kind of sounds like I am. There's only couple more important parts, to go, which I'm gonna sort of conglomerate into conflate into a couple pieces here. But you get Wendy and Bo, that's their names. Wendy Whistles and Bo Hot Tub eating on the tour of the house. They see Rainbow Daph's room, which is like a shrine, to Rainbow Dash. It had the art of rainbows, inspirational posters, memorabilia, all that, like a shrine type situation. So eventually you have Goody question, wait, well, the Wonderbolt stuff, which her dad upon, you mean Rainbow Dash's personal collection of Wonderbolt memorabilia? No, I mean all the stuff that says all the stuff since they became a Wonderbolt. And see, they don't know they became a Wonderbolt. Wait, you didn't know your daughter was a Wonderbolt? And I got to tell you? And they have just a shocked look on their face because he said, you should see the look on your face right now. They take the pictures, they have the camera with her for report, so she takes the picture and she says, see, that with your face is yuck yuck. So I thought that was great too. I thought that was precious. You have you have Goody and Wendy and Bo going to the Wonder Bowl training center, training facility to see which Rainbow just so happened to be there. I mean, I would guess the weekday, but Rainbow Dad just so happened to be there at that time. So they go there, and Scooty and as you can imagine, Rainbow Dash gets more than embarrassed by by her parents because they I mean they over enthusiastic, they over exuberant, and that rubs some people the wrong way. I I saw after this episode that originally aired, I didn't come into the fandom until like 2019, but I saw there was discord over how how supportive our parents were, like overly supportive and everything, which I think it's great that they use Kudu for this, and keep that in mind for Yada. I'm gonna go more into that later. But you have Rainbow good needle. I mean, see, doesn't not say it, but you can tell, see, you could tell Theodore put off by their enthusiasm. So they eventually explained to Kudu, okay, yeah, my parents, but we have a Roy Derek J sip. I didn't tell them I was a Wonderbolt. They don't know. There was a reason for that. He said, talk to Triad or something, which I like the fact also that I mean, we don't see it explicitly, but I like the fact that Rainbow Dash sort of dropped off hands as he has, talked to Triad and maybe the rest of her friends about her situation with her parents, which I like, which I like that. I mean, I don't know what Triad told her. I don't know if he was sympathetic. I don't know what he told her, but I like that. With Scooty is entirely confused by this. He says they're so proud of you. What's wrong with your support? They they treat Scooty just the bad just maybe one of the best ways you could possibly treat any pony, by the way, next to Rainbow Dash. And so they may have been put off with her at the beginning, Rainbow Dash's parents, but they're so welcoming with her, they're supportive, which I guess I guess that's the reason considering how they are with Rainbow Dash. But eventually Goody and Wendy and Bo go to they don't they don't know anything wrong. The parents don't really know anything wrong. And Goody still confused by this. So they go watch Wonderful Soul. And this is obviously parody of overexuberant sports fans. But it works here too. It's maybe not the best it could have that could have been done, but it works here. You have you have them going to the Wonderful Soul. Goody told them about Rainbow Dash, and the dad Rainbow Dash's dad Bo going, you only know your Rainbow Dash history. You're gonna do great on your report. As he winks at her, and Scooty just has the biggest smile on her face. It is so great. You could tell she really, even before she says what she says at the end, you could tell she's really soaking this all in. The praise, the agitation, and all that. So you get the parent, I guess they don't love exuberance. They set off some fireworks. They cheer really out. Nothing too obnoxious, but they cheer really out. I mean, what you gotta understand, and what I don't think would happen though, is they cheer really out compared to everybody else who are just silent. They they're just silent. That would happen at a real sports event. Betsy is something that's supposed to be as popular as a Wonderbolt is, though. So that was, I mean, I understand why they did that. Like to highlight the over exuberance and all that, but yeah, that wouldn't happen. But anyway, you have you have Goody just Revian and the praise, just adulation for Rainbow Dad and the happiness, and just Sweetie and Abfume, which with Goody bring them along to meet Winnie and Bo. Sweetie's a little bit put off, which is good, and Applebeam I see is a little bit put off too. But you have eventually they get to an autograph signing and they're cheering Rainbow on, they're cheering her on, signing that autograph, signing a photo. And what happened is Wendy Wendy has Applebeam and Tweety Bell on her shoulders, and Bo gets on top of him, and Bo just says, "Now you do the pyramid." So he just has this stallion just just standing on Scooty and Applebeam as opposed to being on the bottom. So I just thought that was good too. You have them putting Scooty on top, and you have the Wonderbolt, Rainbow Death Spell Wonderbolt, kinda razzing us, saying, "Oh, you got yourself your very own mega fans. Yucky you, yak. Okay, what are your parents doing for you? I mean, I don't see your parents here supporting you, so what exactly are you trying to say?" Yeah, the Wonderbolts have always been, yeah, I get what this is saying too about hazing and everything, but they've always been, over the top with the hazing, which of course I've never been around that, so I can't speak for other parents, but just seems like to me they're, over the top. But eventually you get them heading back to the locker room. You get the parents cheering Nathy on more for just hanging up a towel. And just as you can tell, they pretty much cheer Rainbow Nath on for anything that he does. As highlighted at the beginning of the episode too that I did go into. But eventually you have Rainbow Dash snapping at him. You have Rainbow Dash saying you are just too supportive. And Wendy just kind of breaks down the act. Did we do something wrong? Yes, you are just too supportive. How do you compare the better words than hanging up a towel? And everything like that, you're just too much and I'm tired of it, basically. So they so Wendy and Mo have revelation there. They're pretty upset with what he said. So they say, and they still, and despite breaking down, they still pray that like no one can make their parents feel more worthy than you. Is there nothing you can do? Your words were so direct and so painful, and they end up running off. And like I said, Goodyear's big part is coming up next. There's a reason. There's a very specific reason they chose Goodyear for this. Besides, besides just being Rainbow Dazz's biggest fan, besides that, there's a very specific reason they chose her. You get you get Scooty angry at her. Scooty saying, "I came here to learn more about you. I don't like what I found out. I'll find someone else to do my hero report on." So she throws a scrapbook down where she's been detailing her research, her photographs and everything. So and Scooty runs off. But Rainbow Dash she sees a picture when she was younger of her and her parents together, and she just feels bad. She pouts. She just on the verge of tears. She just feels bad. So Rainbow Dash goes up to Goody, which how is Goody gonna get home? I, I mean, maybe she'll get home. I mean, probably she'll find a way. But how's Goody gonna get home? They can't fly. Actually, not gonna just fall down off a cloud. Yeah, I wouldn't guess. So you get Rainbow Dash going after Goody, and the eventually explains, Rainbow Dash eventually explains, believe it or not, there was a time when I was the best at everything. And she explains how her parents would cheer on even when she yawned, and it was utterly mortifying and everything. To which Goody gives her some much needed perspective here. See, for a long time, it's not been explicitly said in the show, which is more frustrating considering the actual say now. But for a long time before this, it was speculated that Scooty was an orphan. Not just because we don't see her parents, but because she'd never with any adult outside of the main six or Rainbow Dash or anything. So the common consensus is she's an orphan. She's an orphan pony. And well, Goody gives us some much perspective. Goody says, some ponies have killed a parent like that. Some ponies killed some pony like that. And Rainbow Dash says like you. And Scooty takes a deep breath because, you could tell, with that deep breath and everything, you could tell she wasn't gonna tell this to any pony. She was just gonna keep it to herself. So Goody takes a deep breath and she finally says, well, me, growing up, I never felt like I could be the best at anything because no pony ever told me. But your parents told you every day of your life. Boy, if someone would be stupid if they gave her family or parents or something. That'd be ridiculous. I hope that doesn't happen. That'd be ridiculous. But eventually, like I say, Goody gives a that perspective, and Rainbow Dash sort of rather that from that. Like I say, it's great they chose Goody here because of that, because of because of series that's been going around the sort of in this episode that Scooty was an orphan pony. So Rainbow Dash rises. Rainbow Dash has an epiphany about that, and Rainbow Dash says, "You're right. I was so busy being embarrassed by my parents that I never stopped to think that they made me the awesome, incredible, and awesome pony I am." And you just sort of raises your brow, just stares at her, okay, and what do you have to do now? And and I took them for granted, Rainbow Dash says, and you yelled at them, Goody mentions. So so they come up with a plan, and Rainbow Dash says, but I'm gonna need your help. That is, if you want to help me after I acted like that. And Goody takes a picture of Rainbow Dash's face. Goody says, now that's a great picture, basically. Rainbow Dash, in the air of her ways. And that just thought that was great. And Goody, well, not any Goody episode, obviously, but most Goody episodes I'm a sucker for. But you get Scooty, Reed, and Wendy and Bo to the arena, to the stadium with blindfolds on, and they're just praising Scooty. They're just praising Scooty for hard work, for how they can't see anything and everything. And Scooty just has the biggest smile on her face. Like I say, you can tell she's not used to this, but she's really soaking it all in. Yeah, soaking all the praise, all the adulation from an older pony. Yeah, like I've thought she's gotten some of that from Rainbow Dash already, but I can imagine it's different coming from a set of parents. But so they get to the arena, they get to the stadium, and Rainbow Dash announces Wendy Whistles and Bo Hartorf. Welcome to Super Private Special Wonder Bolts event. So I got my parents and I know that they made me who I am event. So so they start flying around, they start sort of performing. The parents have taken their blindfold off at this point, obviously. So they start performing, and up in the air, Rainbow Dash says to Spitfire, thank you for this, and Spitfire goes happy to help, which I thought, strange, but also after some good-natured hazing, I imagine they're just happy to help, but it is a little frustrating that they didn't apologize to Rainbow or sympathize with her or anything, but they were probably just enjoying it, enjoying the awkwardness of it all. So you get, at the end of the performance, you get Rainbow Dash going, Mom, Dad, I want you to know that I'm your biggest fan. And they hug, and Wendy gets a nice it's not ironic, but it's a nice they teases her, on her expense. She said, oh, honey, thank you, but you didn't have to do all this. It's kind of embarrassing. and her dad gets on it. Her dad says, it is a bit much. Now, before I forget, I did remember something. Before I forget, I I mentioned at the beginning of this that Rainbow Dad's parents are a little over exuberant, a little over eager, and that turns some people off to this episode. Now, there's a great fanfic that I read. It's not confirmed in the show, it's just a fanfic. But there's a great fanfic that I read about, why they like that and why they're so supportive. Besides Rainbow just being their daughter, but I'll link it if I remember to do so. It's a really good fic. He has a great another great fic too that you can find if you just look on this page. But anyway, we come to the end, and Judy is given a report, and Wendy and Bo and Rainbow are all there. They're in the front. They're in the front row. Which Rainbow probably would have come regardless. I don't know, but without the big revelation, I don't know if they would have come. I have to think they would have though. You get Rainbow Bo and Wendy all watching her give a report, and we're at the end with the and that's why Rainbow Dash is the most inspirational pony in my life. And sure you go, oh, you know, heavy on the pictures. Great report, very well researched, but you know, heavy on the pictures. And that was the moldy sandwich in your report. I'll give you a B. Which Beauty is happy with, but you hear Rainbow and Wendy and Bo and then unfortunately like best report giver of all time. And they just yipped up, they're just chanting her name and everything while Cutie on the deal that she's about to cry. Just has a big smile on her face, and if that doesn't get y'all warm inside, I don't know what will. But I can say any episode of Cutie related, the Cutie of that really just deserves the best of whatever they can give her. I wish there was more. I wish there was more with Wendy and Bo and Scooty, but this was a great episode for what it was. Only the idea done by One Yard Crusade, but honestly, most fans that I've talked to just pretend that kind of doesn't exist. I went on a big rant about it not too long ago. I'll try to ink that if I remember. But yes, it was a great episode for what it was, and actually, I'm sorry for the angle, but this is just kind of how I had to do this. How I wanted to go live. So, and to answer the question, GM was my favorite Bible verse. John 3:16. The core of the gospel. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him shall not perish but have everlasting life. So I appreciate you asking. I don't know if you'll hear anymore. But if you come on the theater, that's my favorite Bible verse. I appreciate you asking. Well, excuse me. Well, God bless y'all. Thank you for listening to my review, and I'll catch you I'll catch you when I catch you.